Okay, my little thought that's on my brain today is for people who are artists or writers or creators of some sort. And it's really just an encouragement about knowing and finding your audience. And several years back, for those of you who don't know, by the way, I am a digital artist and I dye silk scarves, and both of them, the art and the scarves, come with prophetic words. God gives me downloads, and they have names and scriptures and stuff that goes with them. And so it's very cool. And so several years back, I was really struggling, in particular with the artwork, because I was creating it and I was connected to a group of people at the time that just didn't really get it. It wasn't their thing, and that, it is what it is. But I was experiencing feelings of sort of rejection, and I was like second guessing, my creative ability, and is this really from you, God? And is it good? You know what I mean? And so I was starting to judge my work through the rejection. And it wasn't even really rejection as just as much as they literally just didn't get it. It wasn't their thing. It wasn't their look. It wasn't speaking to them. And but at the time I was taking that as rejection and was feeling that very deeply and very personally. And my mentor at the time said to me, she said, when you're creating with God, it just needs to reach the audience that He has ordained it to reach. And if you get frustrated by the people that it's not reaching, you can mistakenly believe that your work is of no value, but it may just simply be that that's not the audience. And so remembering that as an artist and not allowing yourself to feel rejected or any of those negative emotions that come along with feeling like your work isn't received, but instead just, asking the Father to help you find the people that it is supposed to reach. And so now when I create, I try to come at it from the standpoint of, if it just reaches the one. We serve a God who leaves the 99 to chase the one. So even if what I write or the art that I share or the silk that I make, whatever, even if it just touches one life, even if it just changes something for one person, encourages them, comforts them, exhorts them, whatever it is, like even if it just touches that one person, it's been worth doing it. And so when I manage my own expectations for that outcome, even if I'm just creating it for God's glory, like that in and of itself is worthy. Like that's a worthy endeavor. So even if I don't do anything else, that's worthy. Like He is worthy of my time in doing that. And so what that did is it freed me up to be okay and to not take that personally if somebody, didn't like my stuff, and like to not get offended. And, the fact is I have favorites. You know what I mean? So in my artwork, God actually kind of corrected me through my husband several years back, as I was talking about a silk I'd made, and I said, "Ooh, that's ugly." And God said, my husband said, "You are not allowed to say that, because God created this and it has a purpose, and you are not the intended audience, but the person who is going to love that." And sure enough, the silk went to somebody and they were completely blessed by it, loved it, thought it was the most beautiful thing they'd ever seen. We all have different things that speak to us and speak to our heart. And so when you function from that perspective that I don't even have to like it, that whoever it is for, that's the person who needs to be blessed by it. And so when you remanage your expectations for that, then you can not get hemmed up if somebody doesn't like it. It's like, oh, okay. And you kind of move on. So anyways, as one artist to another, or writer to another, I just hope that encourages you and blesses you, and just pray that you are able to find your tribe, that you're able to find your people, your audience that God wants you to reach, and that you reach them well, and whatever that looks like, and to be faithful with that group, and to not be jealous that it's not a bigger group, or that it's not a different group or whatever, just to be satisfied with the work that God has put in your heart to do, and the people that He's given you to minister to. So anyway, hopefully that's a blessing to somebody, and gives you something to chew on. Have a great day. Bye-bye.